Hey all, Dean Phoenix here, and this is episode 6 of my Deathmatch playthrough. I'm just gonna go over the reason for the delay between episodes. Hopefully I'm gonna be back on this a little bit now. I've had a busy period in real life and with work and things, and also because I'm trying to do the walkthrough episodes alongside the playthrough episodes. The walkthrough needs a lot more editing, and I've got so much footage for it that I think it caused a problem with me recording the playthrough episodes. So I lost some footage and I had to repeat parts of the game, and it's not letting me record it just yet. So I'm going to sort that out. I need to catch up, but I need the time to do that. So in the meantime, I've got a couple of episodes that I've been able to, put together. So I'll upload these couple of episodes. Hopefully at some point I'll catch up. Thank you for your patience. Hope you still enjoy, and like, comment and subscribe and everything. Let me know if you're still interested in watching, and yeah, we'll get into it. Thank you. Alright, so
Let me have a
bison grass. Normally I say buy bison grass, but I've actually got a couple. 6 crowns just in case we'll buy it. So Maribel Forest, fantastic. We haven't got that yet. Northern Wind, as we were saying, very expensive but well worth getting. Moondust, very useful, but I kind of feel like I'll find that because it's a normal sort of one. I do love Moondust though. Such a useful bomb. But 248, I might just try and remember that that's there, and then if I go a while without finding it, then I'll come back and buy it from him. Could get bear fat, which I need for the enhanced beast oil, but again we'll find bear fat, so can't sell pig hides to him, so I can't check if his prices are any good. But 4 for a honeycomb, not good, so I'll hang on to those. But just bought some of the key ones there, so I'll see if I can make any of those or what I need to be able to make them. Can make Northern Wind, fantastic. So I picked up that stuff, marvellous. Do like Northern Wind. Got a bit stuck on the page there for whatever reason. White gold, always good to buy. This is why you want to be buying Mandrake Cordial and Cherry Cordial when you have the money. Enhanced Spectre Oil. So anything that we're giving up there that's particularly crucial? Nope. Happy with that. Great stuff. Right, so we need to have a look at what we need for some of the enhanced oils, because there's no reason not to make those if you can. That's Necamara hide, not going to get that for ages. We need the regular elemental oil. So when we get the recipe for that, see what that needs to be made, but otherwise we've got everything there, so that'll be good to go. We have picked up Prin Grape now, so we just need the bear fat. So I could buy those bear fat, but again that's going to be 200 crowns, and that's a fair chunk of change early on, so I'm perfectly happy to just wait and see what I get for those. So we need to watch out for some drowners. If I can get some drowner tongues, we can make Maribel Forest, and then later make the enhanced Maribel Forest, which again we've got everything, so I just need 4 drowner tongues in total, and that's an enhanced Maribel Forest, which is very good. Accelerates adrenaline points, we love that. And then we're just waiting on things like Spectre Dust and an Andraga Embryo, and then we'll have Enhanced Thunderbolt. And this is why I love using alchemy, because once I make that Enhanced Thunderbolt, then I have that every single time that I meditate, and that is a huge bonus to be able to have that substantial damage increase, and all you have to do is meditate and then you get things back. There's also this area of the map, which is the little campsite near Carston. So whilst I'm in the area, I'm going to ride to that, because there is a Gwent obsessed merchant and you can buy a load of cards from him there. Awesome. So spending a lot of money early in the game, but also making a fair amount back. And because again I'm not buying the Temerian armor in this playthrough post patch, just gonna save 1 ability point from not having to get cat school techniques and just using Griffin school techniques and sticking to medium armor. But also, if you would prefer, oh, that's Donatia petals, I'll just grab some of those because they're marginally less common. Yep, Donatia petals, there we go, thank you. Just in case I need that for a random recipe, until I know that I've got a lot of all the herbs. Oh, there's another one. Ooh, okay. So apparently this is a decent area to get Donatia petals. Not that they're particularly enormously rare or anything, but hey, might as well grab them while we're here. especially whilst we're just on the way to things. Hand fiber, which you can now see and is red like it always should have been. I don't know why I love that so much, but I really do. More genation petals. Okay, so we've got a few of those. That's good. I'm just going to run this little way, because what's the point in keep hopping off your horse if you're going to be grabbing some more on the way? Cool. So can't imagine anything needing a phenomenal amount of genation petals, so we'll go with that. Cast in there. Going to avoid that for now because the little quest that's there is some like level 11 ghouls, and they're just not worth taking on at this point. It's not a great reward or anything, it's just one of those random quests that you'll come across and do later at a more level appropriate sort of stage. So we're going to grab all this stuff, whatever we get here. No guards here to cause any trouble. Find the Gwent obsessed guy, I'll buy the cards from him, and the reason that he's great to talk to is if you looked at one of my previous episodes of the previous walkthrough, I always like to come here if you want to be playing Gwent early, like you would a lot of the time, to be fair. I'm just avoiding it in this playthrough because I'm going to be using the Skellige deck, but there's this guy, and he's completely Gwent obsessed, which is like hilarious.
Cards. Do you?
I'm not going to play him yet, but just gonna. He has a load of cards for sale. So you get one of the Nilfgaard leaders, one of the full test leaders. Those are both pretty good. These Gaunt Dim Darkness cards. He will have either one or two of those, and you can buy those. And then there's a load of Scoia'tael ones that I just don't really care about. Commander's Horn is excellent. You can buy the second catapult from him. Fantastic if you're using the appropriate deck. And then the rest of it, I'm just not fussed about. Could sell some of this stuff to him, I suppose. Get it out of my inventory. Yeah. Okay. Could have sold this stuff in Novigrad really, but whatever. I don't care. It's not a major amount of money anyway. So let's get these out of my inventory. Get rid of those. I don't think he gives great prices for stuff, to be honest. So yeah, no, terrible prices. Whatever. Just unload those. And again, same thing. You can check a pig hide. He only buys those for 6, so that's really low, considering that 9 or 10 are the highest prices you can get from the other people in Novigrad. But those weren't high-priced items or anything, so not fussed about selling those. How much did those Gwent cards set me back? Didn't really even come out at much of a net loss, if anything. Some good little things to. You can't get the concealment kit diagram yet, that only appears at a certain time, but that's under those little steps when you come back later, having done part of the Hearts of Stone quest. Grab all the other stuff. I think that's everything to loot around here pretty much, apart from Fool's Parsley, which we've already got a fair few of. I will grab that just because I'm obsessive, but yeah, whatever. That's pretty much everything. What's that? Begatic Blossom, Arenaria over there. We've got plenty of whatever. We'll grab some Arenaria whenever it's about. I think you use that for white dye later on as well. Arenaria, that would make sense, it being a white plant. But yeah, you can speak to that Gwent obsessed dude, and that's always a good thing to do. Right, so now we're going to be going back to. You could go to Oxenford as well, and get this notice board whilst we're here in the area, because you can swim across this little bit here. Even though you can't get across the bridges officially, you can get into Oxenford easily enough, and then we will travel back and we'll go to the Hangman's Tree. So yeah, let's do that. Where are you, Roach? Darling Roach. There she is. That sound. Excuse me. Right, so you can do a ton of free stuff you can get, and you can get some quite advanced things, which is what I focus on in my playthroughs, and why I think there's some really useful tips to know. So we're going to ride all the way to this bit of the shore, and then we can swim across to Oxenford. So this is like the shortest part to swim across from. Very good. And so that's how you get to Oxenford. Getting loads of stuff to loot around here. It's gonna... That again possibly could have been an alchemy recipe, but right, I'll leave looting this bit until a little later. In terms of the chests, in case there are some alchemy recipes to be found if I ever come back this way. If I don't, I'll just buy them, whatever. It's like whatever. So here we've got a ton of good stuff. Unfortunately you can't play Shami at Gwent yet because Shami's little places around here. Ton of good stuff to loot, but the guards in this area do indeed get stressed out, so we'll get the notice board. See if anybody around here, the merchants or anything, have anything good to buy. I think this is where you can play Stepan as well, for the good little deck. So you can beat him, I mean, like, you can play him as many times as you want. Yeah, I figured he'd get stressed. Merchant here again, you can play him at Gwent if you want. Otherwise, you can just see if he's got anything useful to buy. I'm not sure if there's a herbalist in Oxenford. From what I remember, there isn't, but we'll have a look. So he's got the red paint for the troll little quest. Don't know how much he sells things for. Let's have a little check. So, not selling those for anything good. Pig hide 6. So nope, he's a terrible person to sell to. Don't sell to him.
So long.
I'll come back and play all these people when I've got the Skellige deck from going to Toussaint early. Some good people to speak to are the Armourer. Again, you can play Gwent with him, see if he's got anything to create or sell or all that stuff. So let's see what we've got. So yeah, loads of people to play in Gwent and stuff like in this area as well. See if he's got anything useful. Not going to be buying any of these. The only thing I might consider is buying the Divana runestone ones, if he has them, because then you can make a Divana runestone, which is a lot cheaper than buying them. But he doesn't have to have those. He doesn't appear to have those, so these ones, not bothered about any of these. Never want to be crafting gear really. Cool. So yep, don't bother with that. Anything to pick up behind there? No, doesn't appear to be. Go and rob him. Oh, can't get upstairs, no rob. Right, so then we can come and see what cards Stepan's got. If he's got any cards to buy, I might as well buy them. Not going to be playing him, although he does have the Yen card, which is absolutely brilliant. Fantastic card, because it's a medic and a champion. Not champion, that's Legends of Runeterra. What's the terminology? Hero. Hero card, there you go. So Yen's a hero card, you can play him. If you can beat him, you can get Gwen. What else does he have? Scoia'tael, 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 Commander's Horn. Buy the Commander's Horn, sack everything else. I think he gives pretty good prices from what I remember. I could be totally wrong. Oh no, he gives good prices, so you want to sell some stuff to Stepan, he's the same. He gives 40, you know, for hides and things, so sell stuff to him. Sell this stuff. Anything that's not worth 1, I'll sell to him. Anything that is worth 1, we'll just, you know, sell to somebody who gives terrible prices, as I was saying before. Could make more money if we wanted, but we're not that fussed. I could have dismantled with that fella as well, to dismantle the seashells, but I'll just do that with Fergus in Crow's Perch when we go there very, very shortly. So again, could loot some more stuff in Oxenford. There's lots of guards around and they're a pain in the neck, so not going to bother. We need to get ourselves a pass, which again you get from the Bloody Baron, because nominally you're not supposed to be able to come to this area yet. It's supposed to dissuade you from doing it, and then you come back here after you've done some of the Bloody Baron's quest and he gives you the letter, the pass or whatever, as far as I remember. But instead we'll just get, even though it's all the dialogue about getting into the city, so that's quite amusing. So we'll get the quest, thou shalt not pass, or you shall not pass, whatever it is. And you can get this decree and then go. So
farewell.
Right, sound. So we could jump off the bridge, but it's very easy to die, so instead I'm just going to fast travel and then we'll continue on. So we've got a ton of stuff triggered there, which is great. We can come back and do that notice board later. Not going to fast travel there because there are some high level Endregas around. I don't want to be bothered with triggering those. So instead what I'll do is I'll come back to Hangman's Tree, get this notice board, and then I'll follow the regular quest where we wanted to go. first, to make sure I can have the 2 markers at once from having the main quest, I will do the Nilfgaardi connection. And now we'll fast travel. Couple of wild dogs there, want nothing to do with those. There's also a quest that you can trigger riding close to a house around here, so I want to try and avoid that, because you can do it if you're under leveled, but I don't want to be doing it if I can help it. Like, those are neckers, and there's an alchemy recipe there. I don't know what level they are. Oh, level 6. Oh, they're easy. Okay, cool. Don't have Ogroid oil yet. Neckers aren't necrophages, they're Ogroids, so they're like mini trolls. So I'll just get going with them. Oh, wow. So yeah, see, so you can take like a fair bit of damage from these, so I'll actually get the Tornial on so that I can use signs more frequently, try and get them burning, and then get a swallow so I can heal up as well. So there you see you got the poisoning from the Viper Swords, keep dodging, and this is why I love Tornial, because you can keep your health up with Swallow and keep your Quen up whilst you recover, and then try and burn them. But Quen's always the first priority, particularly when you've lost a lot of health like that. So whilst we wait for Swallow to recover our health, get some hits in, and then when it's safe, then use Ignite. But yeah, got the poison in there, and as you can see, you're able to like recover quite a lot of health there, but you do need to be respectful of large groups of neckers because they're a pain in the neck, and as you whittle them down, then you can start using igniting things. So there you go. Death March, not too easy. So we've got Monster Tongue, not Drowner Tongue, sadly, because these aren't drowners, but still worth collecting all that stuff. The reason I like taking on neckers is because you can get lesser blue mutagens like that, and if you get a few of them, then that is what would allow you to, yeah, Elemental Oil, fantastic. And that's why it's worth getting that kind of stuff. So yeah, the neckers are, you just got to be respectful of them, but one of the things you can do is you can get lesser blues from them. So if I find another one and get a lesser blue mutagen, I'll be able to craft an actual blue mutagen, which is very useful. I'll stick with the slight amount of health at the minute. It's only 150 vitality though that you get from having those, so not a huge bonus, and that's why never that bothered about having green mutagens. I would much rather have blue and then red are the top priority. I would rather have sign intensity or anything like that. So yeah, let's see if we can make that elemental oil. We can. It only takes puffball and dog tallow, fantastic. So as soon as we actually will get an Ekimara hide, which you don't tend to get until like level 10 or 11ish, you can get one from following the thread, you can get one from the Ekimara that guards the Griffin gear, and they're quite rare and it's not a guaranteed drop. There are only 3 Ekimaras in the game, so you really want to be making sure that if you're doing that. Are there any neckers around here? Let's see what else we can get around here. Meteorite ingot, nice. Superior Ursine diagrams, very nice. Not going to be able to use those for about 20 levels, but whatever. Yeah, neckers. Don't have Tornial available this time, so I'm going to have to be a little bit careful. I should have meditated really, but we'll see. Anyway, I've got my Superior Thunderbolt, or regular Thunderbolt, so I'll try and deal some damage to them like that. Going to need a lot of dodging because whilst Erden's useful, I should really be focusing on Quen again, so I'm just going to have to be very careful looking at my stamina. If I had the Ogroid oil, this would actually be a lot easier because I could poison them. As you can see, they are getting affected by poison, but it's the poison purely from the Viper Swords, which is why they are, you know, so useful, obviously. But the Poison Blades ability would be putting in a lot more work if I was able to get that. So Thunderbolt's just about to run out, still got plenty of toxicity left, so I'll pop another. Just want to make sure that I have Swallow at the ready in case I need it. So lots of dodging with Beef. Very crucial on Deathmatch. Oh wow, that hurt. Okay, so now I've lost a bit of health. Don't want to be messing about with the Neca Warrior, so try and focus on him. If I get to swing a couple of, you know, light attacks at the regular Necas, that's great, because I can weed them out, but the Neca Warrior is more dangerous. So yeah, this is why there is a fairly large element of skill, but a lot of it's just dodging and, you know, being mindful of what you've got in terms of your resources for when you're using a sort of alchemy build, and that's why I wanted to take them on, but you really don't have to take them on. So you could have just absolutely left this cave, so if you're following this as sort of like a walkthrough, don't feel like you have to do any of that, you know. Just stay within the means that, you know, are possible for you, and make sure that we stick with that. But as I have got 3 lesser blue mutagens, I have combine those, and even though this sign intensity isn't matching up with any blue skills, I am just going to put it there anyway, because 7% is quite a nice little boost. You can burn them more with Igni, and given how much damage you take on Deathmatch, that little bit of vitality is not going to make a big difference really. So we will meditate, get everything back, and then heal up and grab all this stuff. We got another diagram there, so just using my Witcher senses, just check if there's anything else that I could be collecting here. So there is, we've got a lot decent, you could put that in one of your swords, 2% stun chance, that's pretty okay. I'm not going to bother, I'm just going to leave those slots empty until I can put a Divana runestone in each sword, because I love that bleeding chance. It makes a big difference, especially on Deathmatch where you know, you just spent so much time dodging around. If you can bleed and poison an enemy and then spend that time dodging around, they're taking damage over time, just makes everything generally a lot easier. So let's just see what recipes we got there, and if there's anything else I can make. We've got another oil, so we've got hybrid oil, and these ones are all really easy, so you know, dog tallow and myrtle petals, that's great. So that's another oil ready and waiting for the next time that we you know, fight a hybrid, which is very cool. Let's have a look. Anything else? Decoctions we're not making, I'm going to be leaving those because I'm not using decoctions in this playthrough. And you don't really have to make the decision on whether you use decoctions until you choose between the fast metabolism and when you choose between fast metabolism or delayed recovery for which way you want to take the build, and there's no point doing that until you get to level 6 anyway. Genation petals again, might as well pick those up while I'm here. Can't be bothered taking on that guard. Where's Roach gone? Alright, darling, let us go. So there's some enemies there, so I want to be avoiding those if I can. But looks like I'm going to have to do one way or the other. I could ride this long way around like that. I'll just ride on the roads and see if we can avoid the enemies. Roach is a very quick steed, so she's normally alright to get past these people, aren't you, honey? So be very affectionate with Roach. We love Roach. Ride past the dogs. They don't give you anything good, so there's no point in me, you know, taking them on. I always say that about the dogs. There's no point.
That's it, Roach.
There are some drops that I feel are guaranteed or almost guaranteed in that I get them virtually every game. Like one of them drops around here will always get me. I was just going to say a Dimeritium ingot. So I've got that in virtually every playthrough, I think. So I'm sure some of them are almost guaranteed. So always loot the stuff around here, near this notice board.
Where'd you come from?
Again, got a ton of stuff just to loot for free. I don't think the guards are ever really bothered about this stuff from what I remember. Don't remember ever triggering the guards or them getting annoyed here, so always get all this stuff.
The caverns nearabouts mid-cops, and a heap of monsters roaming about it.
Right. This Speak to this guy, he gives you a quest. And then get the notice board.
Trouble. So the Sam.
Why is this notice board bugged? That's annoying. I actually just reloaded this save because it was bugged there as well. I wonder if it's just sort of bugged on this playthrough. Yeah, whatever. Marginally annoying. I thought I'd got that one as well. Let's have a look. Better not have bugged all my notice boards. That'd be extremely irritating. Let's go and check this next one and hope that this notice board is working, because if they're all bugged then that would be a serious pain in the neck. We'll try this and then we'll find out. You can get a quest for getting a pass from that guy if you want.
Go.
Not really necessary. Right, let's just go and check, and hopefully this next notice board is not bugged, because that would be severely annoying. But we'll see. A lot of ghouls there, just ride past them, can do this later. Right, well that notice board seems alright, so hopefully the rest of them are okay. Oh, shut up, Geralt. Can we loot this stuff? Yeah, seems like. Right, so this is where we'll just continue the quest. Like I say, we could go and try and focus on getting the rest of the places of power, but I don't need them just yet. So we're going to wait till we're level 6 and then decide how we're going to progress the level up or your build, depending on which, method you prefer. Delayed recovery or fast metabolism, and then we'll go from there. And there's no point in getting those places of power just yet, because until we are level 6 we can't apply any other abilities yet anyway, so it effectively does not make a difference at this time, unless you wanted to change poison blades for another one of the skills, but I'm perfectly happy until we make that decision later, because like I say, whether you take endure pain or refreshment will sort of depend on what you're planning on doing later. So let's have a look. This is the missing brother one that will let you fight Harisi, and so I'll actually haggle a little bit. I don't know why, but it's like 50 crowns or whatever, which makes virtually no difference, but that's a very high level quest. I tend to do that about level 20ish, because you can do it unless I want to get the Arrowcast decoction, which I still feel is one of the absolute best ones. So yeah, that's really good. Right, so we've got the these people.
I wonder if he keep you.
You frickin' deaf. It didn't say frickin'. Don't say the back off or die thing.
You wondering about? Only got one prick though.
Don't touch it. So when it got this, if you want to.
Right, sound. I couldn't remember which option avoids fighting, but it's better to avoid fighting if at all possible, because otherwise it's more annoying, because you have to go the other way round Crow's Putch to get into the barren sort of area. So I prefer to do it that way. Keep it non-confrontational, you don't have to fight, and then you can just go there. So yeah, that's cool. Now we find out about Hendrik, which is absolutely fine. Speak to this dude. Does he have... I think you can... Yeah, right, okay. See what he's got. He has some Gwent cards, so we get the third of the Commander's Horn, which is great. Siege Engineer. So these are a couple of Nilfgaardian cards. I love the Nilfgaardian deck, so I tend to buy those as well. I tend to buy all the Gwent cards because unless you can specifically remember which ones are missable, you want to be careful with doing that. So again, he gives really good prices for stuff. So Horsehide, he's selling them for nearly the best price you can give. So we'll sell some of these. 18 for a White Wolf hide, I'm pretty sure is as high a price as you can get for those. And then again, everything that that sells for 1, we will sell to somebody else. So make a bit from selling these hides. I always keep a couple in case I want to be dismantling them later for whatever reason, but you can still make a fair amount of money selling most of these. And yeah, sell a couple of horse hides.
Thanks.
Right, so we've sorted that, and now we can move on in peace. Hop on Roach, and then yeah, we'll ride to speak to Hendrik. Spoilers, there is no Hendrik left to speak to, but yeah, whatever. We can also take a quick detour, and there are a bunch of harpies knocking around here, which I don't think are particularly high level, so you should be okay taking those on. But you can either go to the boat and then sail around to this place of power, or you can take a detour and ride from here. And there's a load of harpies and a chest that you can get another recipe from, and more importantly, there's this place of power. This is guarded by a wyvern, this place, and the wyvern's about level 11, so avoid fighting that, but you can get the place of power no problem, and then swim back to shore and then carry on with your quest. So whilst we're in the area, I'll probably go and grab that place of power to save having to take a detour and going for it later. So yeah, we're just riding past all this stuff first. Anything to collect here? Yes. I'll just loot these whilst we're here because I'm always curious and you never know quite what you're going to get. A water and an empty bottle. Fantastic. That was not worth hopping off the horse for, but never mind. Okay. So we're going to go and do this part of the quest. Again, this is pretty easy. Famous last words, but I think we'll be okay. I'm sure there are neckers knocking around here as well. Can't see any at the moment, so just ignore them for now. Okay, so you gotta fight a couple of wild dogs.
Strange, like dropping into a deep cellar.
And we'll just get our beast oil on because we've already got the enhanced beast oil. That's absolutely fine. I'll put necrophage oil on just in case.
The mist.
Not that you need it for this encounter, but yeah. So we've got a couple of dogs here. Try and get some igni damage or burning on if at all possible. And then we've got the poisoning. That could have been from either poison blades or from the viper swords. So good to have that increased amount of increased chance for burning and poisoning, and get that damage over time. And again, it just gives you something to do whilst you're sort of having your stamina recover. So dogs are dead. That one died to damage over time. Nice and easy. Couple of dog tallow if you need to create some of the basic oils later, although there's not many of those. We've got enough dog tallow to be doing that anyway, I think. So we can go through this and then loot the rest of the stuff around here.
See, and the dust went crimson like blood. Thought to myself,
You would not fail.
Farewell and peace of mind to you. Yeah. Outside of combat, we've got 93 water, so I'll just use those. To be honest, we've got so many of the quicker healing items that I might as well use some of those.
Village wasn't planned.
Let's have a look. Should have enough things now where I can use the food that heals you at a higher rate. So I can use those chicken legs. Might as well use those up first once this water runs out. Just slightly quicker healing. It's not like it makes a big difference either way, but you know. Patience is a virtue, and it's not one that I have an abundance of. I have enough, but not a load. Plus, I also like to be efficient, so why wouldn't I want to heal quicker than as quickly as possible? I think that was another fifth essence there, or maybe where did we get the key for that?
Traces of ice around the footprints. Really?
Yeah, really. No way.
Toward maybe.
Damn. Keys in his boots. Alright.
Is it?
I think you get a bit of money here as well. So we use this, drop down, loot all this stuff. A vial, how exciting. Examine this, and then you just got to read through all the notes. I'll be skipping through all the dialogue. You, of course, can feel free to read all the dialogue. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, I'll just read all these.
Drunk, read, talk.
And then take all this stuff afterwards.
Cut, dog, water, strip.
Right, so that's everything after you've read those. Oh, Geralt's head's gone dark. I've never seen that before on mine. Oh wow, weird. That's crazy. Oh, here's where you get the bit of money and things. 110 crowns, nothing to sniff at. I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, that's so cool. He's the brunette wolf. Interesting. So then you can choose which of the quests you want to do. I always go with the barons. Just, well, no, I don't always go. You can go with either. They're absolutely fine to do it either way. Doesn't make a lot of difference. You get quite a few alchemy recipes from either one, depending on which one you do first. I normally go with the barons because you can get a load of stuff without having any combat, and like I say, you can speak to the pillar. I don't think you can speak to Kira, because Kira will sell you a load of stuff as well, although she gives terrible prices if you sell things to her, and the pillar does as well. But they have recipes to buy, so I believe you can buy things from the pillar the first time that you speak to him, and that is meaning that you don't have to do any combat or anything for that quest. Whereas with Kira's, I don't think you can speak to her until after you've done wandering in the dark. So I'll do the Baron's quest first, just to refresh my memory, double check if that is the case. We've got an absolute load of pointless junk from here, which sucks. But then we'll go and get the place of power, see if we pick up the recipe from this aforementioned chest, as I was saying with the chest that the Harpies are guarding on the way. Harpies are kind of annoying because they're sort of evasive flying enemies, but you can knock them out of the air with hard, or you can generally knock them out of the air with hard. They don't sound like wolves. Are they wolves? Could be Endregas or Neckers. Neckers. In which case, are they drowners? If those are low level drowners, then I want to fight those because I want to get the drowner tongues if at all possible. Let's see what level these are. Yeah, they're only 4. Fantastic. Right. So get quite on. We had put on neck page oil somewhat psychically. I don't know why, but we had done. So we'll be able to burn poison these with poison blades as well, if we get a hit on that. So there we go. It's only low level oil, so not a high chance to poison with poison blades, but that's what we wanted. We wanted the drowner tongues because we can make Maribel Forest with those. And kill these ones as well, especially whilst they're level 4, so these ones are nice and easy. And as you can see, they're posing very little threat. As soon as you hit an enemy, if it's... Ow! I say very little threat and they do a ton of damage like that, but as soon as you set an enemy burning, you want to focus on the other ones, the other enemies, and there's 2 reasons for that. One is that if they're burning and you hit them with your sword, they stop burning, and so you lose that damage over time. And the other is that, there you can see I burnt one and then focused on the other drowner, and that's because whilst they're burning they can't be attacking you, they're distracted by that, so that's good. Right, okay, so let's have a look. Still don't have enough of the tongues yet, so we need 1 more drowner tongue to be making Maribel Forest, and then we need another 2 to make the superior one, if I remember correctly. So That's why we're looking out for taking out those drowners, especially when they're lower level ones like that.
That's it, Roach.
Get back on Roach. Heal up with the food whilst we're out. Oh, are they just sewer mushrooms? Yeah, well, whatever. Pick them up anyway. You get plenty of those, but
Faster.
some of them, like a long rube, you only tend to get in Skellige, but can be useful. So, okay, so we're just going to ride and heal up with the food whilst we ride, which is very useful. Not hopping off to grab those Genacia petals anymore because are they dogs? Or yeah, dogs, wolves, whatever. Not worth fighting. So yeah, those are the Harpies. There's one set of them over there. I believe that this chest is somewhere in this area, from what I remember. Yeah. So these are level 7. So you could avoid these by riding with Roach. That's the chest that's got the. That's the chest that's got the Respian, but they're not that bad. You can instant kill them if you get that kind of hit on them, which is good. You've got your crossbow, so I'll just get that, and you can burn them if you've got the correct type of oil. So we've got a chance to poison, although it's just the basic oil, so it's not a high chance. But as you can see, we set that one as burning. These things are slightly dangerous, I guess, so we'll queue up Swallow. Just because there are so many of them, we'll queue up Swallow, but you can knock them out of the air with Ard. You can kill them one at a time with Axii as well, if you get that. So, good idea to have Tornial. You can also get the instant kill on them if you're lucky enough to get that. And if you can set them burning, then again, get a lot of damage from that. So when you knock them down, see if you can get the instant kill. That's very useful. And that one died from the Igni Blast there as well. Again, fire damage, supremely useful. Man, I do love signs. Right, so get a lesser green mutagen from one of those, that's useful. 2 florins, fantastic. I'm in the money. Heal up again. Oh, another Harpy. Couldn't even see that one, but always worth a pot shot with Axii or Ard just to try and get them like that. Even if you don't knock them down, Ard's quite good for the stunning, obviously. And then we've got it poisoned. Bit of direct damage with Igni, it'll die from the poison now, so I can just back off, make sure I've got Quen on. And that's why Poison Blades is quite useful, especially on Deathmatch. Good idea. Grab a hand fibre there, and then see what we've got here. A Chimera decoction. Well, that was certainly worth a detour, my goodness. Cool, and that's why you want to be grabbing these things where possible. Right, well, that was a winner. Okay, so this bridge you lower from the other side after you've beaten the Wyvern, climbed up through the castle, and you get to that underneath. We don't want to be taking on that Wyvern yet. Probably could just about manage it if we wanted, especially because you don't have, like, you know, the red skull bonuses from enemies post patch. But what we actually want to do is try and find a safe way down. That does not look particularly safe, so we'll go down this way. There's also a high level basilisk or some sort of draconid over that side, so you want to be careful with that. So what I'm going to do is try and find a safe way to get down to the water and then swim past the drowners if possible, because there's quite a few drowners, but they'll not always get you if you just swim past. So use L3 to swim swiftly, try and avoid those. Hopefully don't get tagged for too much damage, and then if I can get to the place of power, get that, swim away from them. Superb. And then I'll come back later and do the Wyvern and all the other stuff. So only wanted the place of power whilst I was in the sort of general area. Don't think there are many drowners on this side, so I should be able to swim away. You could also pop Quen before you jump in the water, just in case they were going to cause you issues, which I forgot to do, but fortunately got away with. Right, so now I'm just going to get to a decent stretch of land where I can call Roach back, and then ride her and go all the way to the next area. There's also a small chest up on here on one of the roads from what I remember, and I've got a saddle on multiple playthroughs, different playthroughs through here, so if you're really wanting a saddle before you get the Ophiri one, you could try and come up here and see if you can find this chest on the road. And it's around here somewhere. I'm not going to go back for it because if it's further back on that road, I've already got my saddle because I've got the Ophiri one. So, oh, why Roach? Why are you peering behind me? Come on, that's just annoying. Oh, there she is. There we go. Yep, told you. Saddle. If you pick that up, make sure that you sell saddles straight away if you've already got a battle saddle, because they're extremely heavy, which is really annoying because it clogs up your inventory. Even though we've got the really good saddlebags, got a ton of you know, space there, but just annoying. So, right, I could do with riding past here in case I want to fast travel to the Peller's place afterwards. Not that I will, because it's not far, so I'll do all the Barrens area at Crow's Perch, and then I'll just ride there afterwards. But yeah, might as well detour through there, get the fast travel marker in case I ever feel the need to travel back. This is a bit where you do save the Baron later with Ciri. So that's another marker we've got there. A few goats lolloping about. Can't remember which area this is. Oh, we're back at... yeah, we're back at Heinrich's little town. Horse gear never makes an awful lot of difference in my opinion, but you know. See if there are any interesting beasties as we're riding with our Witcher sensors. Can't see anything. That's no great shakes. I think this is the Peller's hut. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's Blackbow. That's... yeah, we come back here to speak to the Peller anyway, so... I'll loot all this stuff when we come back. No point yet. Got that fast travel marker just in case. We'll get all this stuff when we come back here. Time to ride on. There's another little sub quest we can get there. I'll just grab that. Because when you're riding around, if you come there are three separate places for this quest, so just on the off chance that I come across those places when I'm riding around later, I can finish those parts off. It's not a particularly high level quest, so it's never going to be a massive issue. That is an ugly statue. Wow. Done. Right. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Sorted. 8 experience points. Woo. Was it 1,000 per level? Yeah, that's going to be helpful. Well, you never know. Right, so we're going to go and do the Baron's questline now. Get to the part with the Peller as soon as possible. Get Ciri's extremely annoying bit out of the way. And then we can focus on buying a couple of other recipes from the Peller if needed. See if there's anything interesting we can buy it and focus on whether there's anything interesting to loot there as well. There's quite a few things. Again, I feel like you can, from what I remember, you can buy a few Gwent cards from the various people around here, and there's a ton of stuff to loot, so lots of looting. So yeah, a few things that you want to do in Crow's Perch, but most of it's just looting. Most of it's quite boring, to be perfectly honest, so might skip over this bit.
Spot.
So this guy again, he's got some Gwent cards. Nilfgaardian cards. I do love Nilfgaard, so I'm going to buy those. Even though I will actually be using the other ones instead. He sells stuff at terrible prices from what I remember, so I'll hang on to these and sell them somewhere better. Let's have a look. Pig hide sells for 6. Yep. So again, because he sells stuff for dreadful prices, the only things I'll sell to him is stuff that's worth 1. So let's have a look. Get rid of that junk. I know you can sell those for 2, but I'll live for the 6 crowns if I'm honest.
Wild hunt, take them all.
Know the price for their help. Blood. They're nightmares.
Sapphire, nice. So, I'll just make sure we get that sapphire. That's pretty cool.
Witcher.
Not looking good, I tell you.
There are a lot of them beasties you've...
Oh, you can't speak to him about the contract until he picks it up from the message board, apparently. Normally you can, that's weird. Oh, shush. Just press the wrong button. You chill out. Oh my life, Geralt. You just pick this stuff up. Yeah, I don't know why I'm throwing haymakers instead of doing take all, but you know, never mind. Load of pointless stuff, but again, you never know what you're gonna get, so we'll go around the back of that hut when we speak to Simcoe later, so I'm not gonna, you know, take the 20 seconds out of my day just yet. Calcium Equum, good stuff. Nice. There is, as I mentioned, an important thing that you want to try and loot here is one of the huts at the bottom of the hill just before we go up, because again, I don't think it's a fixed drop, but you can often get a pretty decent runestone. I've got the Divana runestone on multiple playthroughs. So we'll have a look at this. Oh my life. Freaking candles, man. So irritating. Worst thing about the game. Couldn't they have taken that out? I know it's a cool little thing that, you know, oh, you can knock them out without, you can put them back on without igniting. Well, wow, but we didn't need to see it every freaking 2 minutes. Ugh, whatever. Right, okay, so... So yeah, make sure you loot everything here. Don't think it's actually this hut I'm thinking of, it's the next one along, so yeah. But again, you can sometimes get some pseudo valuable stuff. There you go, less of a les runestone, that's cool. Again, not the hut I was thinking of, but I'm just saying in terms of value you can get some decent stuff. Is everything back here? Yeah. Enough Guardian Lemon and never loose, free money. Money, 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 money. Yeah. Right, this is the hut I'm talking about. Always loot this one. I very often get a runestone. Let's have a look. Leather straps, Divana runestone, and a Triglove runestone. See, super useful stuff. So, and those were not lesser runestones; those were actual runestones. So that's why those are really good. So if you happen to get a Divana runestone, always put the first one in my steel sword. And then if I get another, I'll put it in my silver sword. So yeah, could put a Bella's runestone in the silver sword, or you know, the Perun runestones, 3% chance to freeze. That's also very good. I'll hold on and see if I can get a Divana one. Or indeed, if I get 2 lesser Divana ones, or create 2 lesser Divana ones. I think I bought the diagram for the Divana runestone that would let me create one out of 2 lesser Divanas, so that's good as well. Alright. Right, so go in, follow this guy. Right, so follow this dude, get the notice board here.
Guard called you a sergeant. You a Temerian soldier?
Not your concern, mate.
Not your
Deserter.
concern.
Temerian army don't exist no more.
Right, so plenty of stuff to do here. Lots to loot. Got all these people to speak to as well. But first we'll speak to the Baron. Go through all this stuff. I think we've got to do the Ciri quest, which I absolutely loathe doing. Cool the first time, lame the second
The
time.
Baron, your commander?
Like pulling teeth every time after that, but whatever. Commander, yeah. So again, absolute metric, ton of stuff to do here. Loads of stuff to loot in all those places upstairs. Over the roofs, there's a lot of good stuff to get as well. A little bit, which is cool.
Emphysema. Now it's what? And I don't what? No.
Always talking about displaying his balls. Anyway.
Well,
Right, so speak to this guy. Do I have to do a Ciri quest yet? I can't remember.
What?
good to them.
Geralt.
Us heard.
I...
Speak. So
What do you...
many
Get to the point.
city.
So
She's like
Yeah, alright. Oh. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you next time on the path.